Hi everyone, it's Kelly, and I'd like to share with you some channeled information about insights for the 2021-2024 timeline, and I do hope you enjoy it. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. If you like the content, please let me know in the comments below. And I'm going to refer to my notes and just begin. The question was posed to the Archangel and the Council of 9 to 12, which are intergalactic beings from the 9th to 12th dimension that are here for our ascension, and through me, they speak through one voice. And then when the ascension energies are fully present, Michael said they will go back to their other duties. So let's begin. It is not my intent to spread fear, only enlightenment. There is more love and light healing coming through the universe now to rectify and overthrow dark alien sabotage than at any other time in your history. What is so encouraging is that many wonderful discoveries will be coming from the minds of children. The minds of young indigo adults are already creating ways for humans to live longer, be healthier lives, as are the crystalline, Antillean, blue moon, and blue ray children. The climate of 2021 to 2024 largely depends upon three things: the stars and the planetary alignments, the human will, and the collective. What do I mean by this? Timelines, as you often refer to them, are not linear. They are coaxial, movable, flexible, concentric. Therefore, the climate or tone for this period of years, my beloveds, is partially in your hands. That is why I choose to send messages of encouragement now to help direct the flow of this timeline, even if it is seen by a tiny piece of help. We will explore many things in our brief time here together, starting with new technologies for free energy and the positive implications it will have. Then move to enlightenment pertaining to future generations. After all, my beloveds, the future is already happening in parallel realities. Regardless of whether a soul is a starseed, seated here to actively elevate the planet, minds of all races, ages, and religions on and off planet have developments ready to expand and heal Mother Earth and make your lives much easier when we speak of free energy. Wind and solar power combines are above the earth ethereally, and they are also within the chambers of some of the tunnels within your inner earth. The difference now and in the years ahead is that their numbers will quadruple. Not only will their numbers quadruple in the next 3 to 5 years, but the way they operate is much more simpler, partly due to the influx of light from the Pleiadians and other light races. Many of you already know of the advanced light races that have helped your planet for eons of time. Now specifically, those light races from further away galaxies are beaming photoelectronoscopic isotopes into generators that are not man-made generators, but light race made. This means simply more wattage. That is not to say that mankind's own ingenuity has not made her contributions in advancing safe free energy. Of course, they, you, your grandparents have. In addition, I foresee that within the next 4 to 5 years, some energy forms which many of you presently use will be free. Reform will continue to take place on your earth, and many regulatory agencies and organizations will provide free energy. And not only to the poor, but to large sections of the majority of the populace. How grand is that? Woohoo! Additionally, in a moment, Michael said, I will speak to the space colonies, but within a decade, a large portion of sourcing fuel for planet Earth will be sourced from other planets in your solar system. through interstellar travel to them. Planets like Pluto, Venus, Saturn, and Uranus especially. With additional solar light wave energy generation being released through the many solar disks within the Earth, placed there primarily by the Pleiadians and Arcturians just for this purpose. There are many light beings on your planet whose star mission is to assist in this issue, sourcing fuel on your planet without harming the planet and all living things on it. As a result of many ongoing missions, you will see a swelling of non-carbon-based purification systems being developed and run, which will speed up ozone repair. Without sounding too much like a physicist, I would liken this to white noise in soothing one's soul, to soothe the ozone. I hope this creates an image in your magnificent minds. Also, wind generation models are in operation in Sweden, Denmark, Finland, Norway, the Netherlands, Scotland, Ireland, and England, which are part of a collective union. Many wonderfully positive charged ions of energy are being produced from them, and more of the world will come to know of them this year. Look past the fog and you will see the sun. What about updates on interstellar travel, I asked. The ease for space colonies to develop is now upon you. These colonies may be viewed as space stations, but I prefer to refer to them as colonies in the sense that they are more like environments and less like robots. Your children and your children's children will be commuting to distant galaxies and new colonies. The colonies will be created through higher intelligence, which is being absorbed by many already. Those who have ascended to little or no fear will be the first to make the journeys. A projected timeline is 50 to 60 years from the date of this transmission. I asked about new insights on plants and animals. The response was, many of the newly rediscovered plants and animals are functioning at a higher level. Part of this means it will be easier for them to reproduce. So, for example, if there is a barren desert, the new seed of the ashwagandha plant will generate more oxygen and therefore cool the air quickly and rapidly. This is already happening in many parts of Southeast Asia and the Southwest of America. As more and more of these plants and animal species are rediscovered, many of them will hold the keys to the healing of mankind's illnesses. Many of them hold the keys to spinal regeneration. This type of synchronicity between plants and animals is known as harmonic convergence. In 2022 particularly, the fog will lift and sunlight will reappear to those who are looking for it. When souls look for fog and keep commenting on the fog, they will never see the sun. However, there are trade deals which will come about in grace, which will seem unlikely to some of you. These trade deals will allow for a more balanced ecosystem, a more balanced economy, a more balanced equality overall. Look for more information. Michael, I asked, can you explain any new money system that may be going into place? And his response was, nothing new is going to be in place this year as far as world currencies. And that was at the very end of 2021. There are going to be some enhancements in some countries that will allow the easier flow of monies to everyone as a result of the criminal charges being brought against many who have debased humanity. What does this mean globally? It means that it will be easier to reach your financial goals than ever before! Exclamation mark. It also means that the world global reset energetically will be in full swing. This means that no matter where you are in the world, as humanity transitions into the age of Aquarius, Your debts will be absolved. This may be hard for some of you to believe, but it is truth from the spiritual realms higher than myself. Some of this will come to certain areas sooner than others, but nevertheless, in these next 4 years into the Aquarian age, which at the top of the content here I mentioned to 2024, okay, the 4 years into the Aquarian age will be expanding desirable results. Of course, financial independence is just one aspect of independence. Where are some of the global regions where financial equality will arise first, you might ask? This is not a simple matter to explain, Michael said. It is not like Australia, then India, then the Americas, for example. This will only create more separation. What I am attempting to communicate is that all landmass consciousness will continue to rise so that areas where vibration is highest will see this easing of debt. Furthermore, your original question applies to digital payment systems which are already in place, and perhaps you are also requesting insight into gold, silver, and other metals as currency. It is going to be useful for everyone of any age to be flexible with their thinking. Those who hold on to the old ways will come to prosperity a bit later than those who are flexible. There are, of course, exceptions, which I will not go into now, but perhaps reserve for a later time. Yes, there will be a change in the currencies themselves globally in the Aquarian age, not just how money flows to everyone. Untold riches are ready to be released and redistributed over these next several years, which were amassed by the corporate elite. I think I'll save this remaining content about full disclosure and uplifting humanity and the rest of the guidance about solar ray activation